Open it up.
Open it up. Listen to that crack. See those bubbles down the hat-trick.
Splashing a little bit there, a little bit on the notebook. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cold One Conversations. I am Brendan Petrilli. Alongside me is Harry Heaps. And guess what? The reason you clicked on this video is because my boy Harry Heaps is absolutely on fire. With his NFL picks, and because the Philadelphia Fighting Phillies and Eagles and the city of Philadelphia is on fucking fire right now. That's why you come to this podcast. That's why you come. Relax. That's why you click. You come for us.
We'll get into that later. Hold the Phillies talk. Listen, thank you for listening to Cold One's Conversations. We're getting our subscribers up. We're at 33 subscribers. We need you to go subscribe. We're getting the views that we want. We're going to be coming out with TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram this week. I know that we promised it last week. We lied. But hey, we lie and we don't fact check. You know that about us. It happens.
We're due.
But to open up this segment, I am joined by my good friend, Brendan Petrilli. We're going off. And yes, he might not be bringing in the brown bag cash, but I am. That's right. If you could see that through the Zoom, brown bag cash. We're here to stay. I'm 70% on my picks this season, and I'm 100% on my locks. That's right. You heard me. I'm 100%, 5 for 5. This past week, what did I say? I knew the Ravens would win, but I said take Cincinnati, my +3. What happens? Ravens win 19-17. My Birds win, the 2-time champs, and my bet covers. I take it. I'm like Jordan, 96-97. I'm like Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings for all you Lord of the Rings fans coming back for the crown. Who else am I? I'm like Tiger Woods in the 2019 Masters. You all counted me out? I'm out. I'm winning it all. What else am I doing? I'm Ed Reed with 2 rings. That's right. I'm going off. And finally, I'm Han Solo. I'm bringing you brown bag cash. We're going crazy. Just to go through them. Week 2 on my HTL. That's our lock. The Harry and Trilly lock. I guess the right score of the game. High 20s for the Green Bay Packers, I said. And that the Bears would score 10 points. The Bears, by the way, they look like you're eating a new bag of Cheetos. They're orange right now if you're watching that god-awful game when you should be listening to us. But we're not live right now. We're pre-recording. And going through that, Phillies -6.5 week 4. Like I said, Green Bay money line week 3. The picks don't stop. This is why you're here. We're giving you these picks for free. We're not a Stu Feiner right now that can charge yet. We understand that. We love you, Stu. Stu, bring us on. We're ready.
Not retiring.
Stu, I'm at 70%. Are you at 70%, Stu? I don't think so. I don't think you're 5 for 5. But I am. So all I'll say is to end this rant, brown bag cash, go Ravens, go Ravens, go my bets, listen to us. Cash. Jordan 96-97.
Dude, well said.
Well said.
That's all you got to say, bro.
Now.
I
gotta get a sip.
Yeah, I can't say the same. I have been ice cold the last 2 weeks. I started off hot, going above 500 both the first couple weeks, going 3-2 each of the first 3.
That's been a slow roll.
3-3 and then 1-5 last week. It's really bringing us down. Bringing us down, dude.
Trilly, tell them the numbers. Tell them the numbers of me individually and then us combined.
Yeah.
Please.
So Harry, you're shooting at a 71% clip, and then I'm shooting at a 42%. It's bringing us down to about a 57% as a team. But hey, that's above 500.
It's above, and
we're making money. We're making money.
We always say they're due.
We're due.
They're due.
I'm due.
They're due. You're due. All right, Trilly, tell us about. Listen.
Well,
your Phils.
No. Let me
tee it up for you.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna go. Okay.
All right. No.
You want me to tee it up, or are you gonna go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Your Phils make it out of the wild card. I won't lie. I was counting them out. I wanted to count them out just to see implode. They overcome. They make it. Bring us through what happens after they make it out of the wild card. They're playing the Atlanta Braves. Take us from there. Game 1.
Just first, that weekend was absolutely electric. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page at Cold One Conversations. Click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. So you get all of the stuff that we put out, because I'm putting out live reactions on every game. And Philadelphia sports has given some electric moments over the past weekend. Follow at the BSP podcast for a little bit more in depth on that coverage. But we're putting out everything in the world of sports, especially Philadelphia sports, because we're red fucking hot right now. Like, you think Philadelphia fans are bad and unbearable. When we're winning, we're even worse. All right, we're way worse. The Eagles are 5-0 going into Dallas. We gotta spank that ass on Monday Night Football. But the Phillies go and they sweep the baseball heaven, the St. Louis Cardinals, as Scott Rowland liked to say back in the early 2000s. F that. They were walking out of the stadium in the bottom of the ninth when the Phillies came back from a 6-run lead. I told you that if you get us in the playoffs, watch out. That's what happens.
You did.
You got all these guys up and down the lineup. You got Zach Wheeler. You got Aaron Nola. The pitching is there. Jose Alvarado, the hefty lefty, is coming in clutch. Sir Anthony Dominguez is throwing absolute BBs. When you get guys that can get hot at the right time, watch out. And that's what this Phillies team is. And they go in the other day. What was it? Monday. And they go down to Atlanta and win game 1 and take the first game of that series against the defending World Series champs. I am just on a high. And then yesterday, the reason why this podcast came out on Friday instead of Thursday like we normally do, it's because I told Harry.
Tell him why.
The Phillies, rain delay pushed it back, and I had to work early on media day for the Flyers on Thursday morning. So I'm like, dude, the Phillies need me. I got to be locked in for this game. And man, is it
something? He said, and I quote, "The Phillies need me." He was telling us we could not do the podcast. The energy had to be there on game day. But hey, dude, listen, you guys are the real deal right now. What you said, if you're subscribed to Coleman Conversations, you know my brother Brendan Petrilli, or you saw his reaction. Just get in. He turned the hat forwards and said, "That's what it's all about." On the reigning World Series champs right now. It's crazy. It is. You guys are the real deal right now. This could be major.
Now, when it comes to all the good stuff, now I got to give a little bit of the bad. Coming on that second game the other night, where Rhys Hoskins has to make the play. Zach Wheeler is absolutely dominating 53 pitches through 5 innings. Goes into that 6th inning, hits Ronald Acuna Jr. on the elbow. 96 off the elbow. That hurts. But he's sitting there in agony and pain. Like, walk off to the side. Either get in or get out.
Off.
He took like a 10-minute delay. A 10-minute delay. When does that ever happen for getting hit in the elbow? Bryce Harper got hit 101 in the face, Harry. 101 in the face, and he got off the field in like 30 seconds. Ronald Acuna gets hit in the elbow, and he's taking 10 minutes. It's good old time.
He wants a full T.
Like, it was absolutely absurd. And then Wheeler goes, walks Dansby Swanson, and a good AB there. And then all of a sudden, a little league ground ball to the first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, absolute bum. Lays it. Just gives that backhanded slide that he does every single time. Doesn't get his body in front of it. Ball trickles into the outfield, 2-run scores. And that's all she wrote for the Phillies in that game. It's a shame thinking that you could have came back to Philadelphia in front of a packed Citizens Bank ballpark on a Friday afternoon where it's going to be absolutely electric. First game in 11 years. First playoff home game in 11 years. And it's going to be jam-packed. Just imagine if we were up 2-0 where we could have won. But you got a split. That's what everybody wanted to begin with.
That would be bad, dude.
It's going to be electric.
I'm just thinking about you in the stands if they were coming back 2-0. You would have a long Bud Light can, and as soon as the starting lineup came out, you'd be like, yeah! You would just throw shit everywhere. You would just go crazy. You go crazy. All right, let's move off the Phillies. We've talked about them enough, and let's talk about a team. How I love to shit on the fucking Browns. Who do you love to shit on more than anybody? Well, actually, that's not true. I love to shit on the Steelers more than anybody with Fat Boy Ben. But who do you love to shit on more than anybody? And that is the New York Mets. Take us through how I was wrong. I said at the beginning of this show, if you've been watching us since day one, and if you haven't still, go subscribe, look back, week 1 episode, all the way down at the bottom. You'll see it. We're there. First clip that we put out. I thought that the Mets could be a World Series team. I thought that the Mets, dude, the night before they lost and got kicked out of the playoffs, I almost threw $100 on them because they went to plus 1,000. Would have won money, is what I was thinking at the time. Thank God I didn't. I would have lost. Correct. Take us through the loss, Trilly. Go ahead.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. I mean, just all those cockroaches out there in Queens that are they broke out the black unis night one with Scherzer on the mound.
I know.
It was
You
desperate.
knew that was a bad move.
It was desperate is what it was.
Bad move.
It was.
You go for the classic. You go for the classic. You do the blue, you do the white. Instead, you want to do an alternate jersey. You're acting like the Patriots wearing red. They don't wear red. You don't wear red in the playoffs. You wear the normal. You go home. You go to your roots. You play the way you're supposed to play. And what do? You lost.
And then you come out the last game. Oh, no. Come on. You're playing this stupid ass song. Down 3 runs in an elimination game. What are you doing? Just for him to come in and lose the ball game. I mean, just one thing after another. First to go and blow a 11-game lead in the division to the Atlanta Braves. Then to come out, Scherzer get absolutely lit up in game 1. DeGrom pitched okay, but he got hit in game 2, and then just absolutely have nothing to cheer about in an elimination game where their bats didn't show up. They had 1 hit in an elimination game. And then to come out and put the sad trumpets out there. I was trying to find the bugle. Fantastic, man. And the Phillies to come out and take 1 game over the Atlanta Braves where everybody, you're going to get swept. You're going to get swept. Hey, guess what, motherfuckers? Go fuck yourself. You're sitting your ass on the couch and fucking watch my baseball team make a run at the goddamn playoffs, all right? Suck it. That's all I got to say about that scumbag team.
Suck it. Straight up. That was the best. All right, no more baseball talk. No more. That's what we call it. That's
Follow us for more stuff. I'm going to be putting stuff out this weekend, tomorrow or today at the game. I'll be there. If you're there, hit me up.
And I'm just going to throw out a rumor. There's a chance that you're going to see Cold One Conversation co-star content in person this weekend. That's all I'll say. There's a very good chance that you're going to see that. We're knocking on what? Listen, I got plastic wood as a desk, but I'm knocking on that. It's brown. It looks like I don't know. It looks like oak. I'm giving that a knock.
Oak, not maple.
You could see that. Yeah. Oak. All right. Are we ready to do some recaps, dude? We got to talk about this past week. Feels like finally football's back, dude. Yeah. Week 5 delivered. I mean, and in all honesty, first primetime game this past week that was real.
Yeah.
First primetime game that was real, right? Technically, yes. Never mind. Yeah, dude. Crazy primetime game. Chiefs Raiders. We'll get into that. Tampa Bay continues to scare me. I will get into how I don't feel that I can touch any of their action this year. Letting Atlanta get closer than close.
That was the one that really hurt me the most.
Yeah, that was the one. Well, no, the one that really hurt you, dude, was that Houston-Jacksonville game. I mean, what a suck that was, dude. You go into the third quarter at 6-6. You're saying take the O.
Yeah.
And nothing even happened there, dude. I mean, it was like watching the Challenger explode. You know what I mean? Too soon?
That was
not too soon. Not too soon. It's all right. But it was. I mean, I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe what's going on. And then for me, hey, you're not the only one there. Who said take Green Bay -8?
Yeah.
Yours truly.
Straight up
Who
lost
said take
there.
Green Bay -8? They straight up lost. Straight up lost. We are going to have to get into, dude. To me, maybe this is the segue. We're going to officially now start our Week 5 recap. And this is the first question I'm going to pose to you, dude, because it's an in-division rival. To me, that game legitimizes the New York Giants. They just beat the back-to-back. I'm not saying that they're legitimate in the sense of, let me preface. Are they legitimate in the sense of overtaking the Eagles? No, not barring a major injury, or if Jalen Hurts, were to do a concussion like Tua, God forbid. Knock that on wood now. You should be knocking. You need to double knock. I mean, dude, now with the new calls, guys are falling on guys. That's another thing we got to get into is the new calls about falling on quarterbacks. We'll get into that. But let me finish here. Barring, it's not like New York's making a major run at first or second place But what I am saying is, dude, we both know that they just beat the back-to-back MVP, right, of the league. And on top of that, dude, they didn't do it by a field goal. They did it by 5 points. They did it by almost a touchdown. They did it by more than a field goal score game in international waters, right? We're talking about a hop, skip, and a jump to the other nation. Now, listen, do they have the closer flight there in New York? They're flying out of JFK. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But I'm not giving Wisconsin that type of. I'm not giving them that leeway. All I'm saying is, man, it's a big deal that they won this game. New York Giants fans right now have a right to say you got to recognize us because you just beat one of the ongoing powerhouses of the NFL. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Before I tell you how you're wrong, let me give you this.
Okay.
It is a good win. It's a good win.
Right.
I like Brian Dable as a head coach. I like Saquon Barkley. They've been using him in the right ways all year long.
Right.
Get the ball in his hands no matter how it is. Their defense is okay. They got a good pass rush. They've drafted guys a lot for that front seven, and that's really what's holding it down for them. And then that's about it. That's about it.
Agreed.
Other than this
but
game,
they're still 4-1.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They're 4-1.
They've won football games. I'll give them that. This was a good win. This was their first real good win that they needed. Well, if they would have lost it, it would have been whatever. But now where I'm going with this here is, haven't you learned to stop hopping on these shitty New York teams, Harry?
Yes.
These teams will let you down over and over and over again. And that's what this Giants team is set up to do. You beat a bad Titans team. You beat a bad Commanders team. Like, you're playing, your competition is You know, people can say that about the Eagles too.
No lie.
But the difference is between the Giants and the Eagles score points. This is the first time they scored over 21 points in a game. And that's because you had to go across the pond and win a Mickey Mouse game on a stadium. Who cares about football over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wasn't up before the game happened, who even cares?
Who gives a crap?
But I'm not discrediting that win at all. I'm just saying that this football team cannot score points when they need to. Daniel Jones is not the guy. He has proven that he's not the guy. Can he win you a couple football games here and there? Yes, of course he can. But when it comes down to it, this team hasn't scored points on bad football teams. Who knows about this Green Bay Packers team to begin with anyway? I think they're still a very good team. They're just trying to figure it out offensively. Why they didn't run the football on the Giants is beyond me.
Beyond me. Yeah.
When it comes down to it, the Giants, they're 4-1. They look great right now. We'll see as we get further throughout the season when they start playing more Dallas and the Eagles and a couple other teams where there will be a real litmus test. This was their first test, and they hit it. I like Brian Dable as a head coach. He kind of scares me. But other than that, nothing about that football team scares me. And I think we're going to be talking about a way different story come about 4 or 5 weeks from now.
Let me say 3 things to that, addressing the last thing you just said. I absolutely agree with that. There is no question in my mind. I've never been a guy to bet on the Giants, ever. You've never known me. As long as we know each other, you never heard me say things like that. But what I will say is, either way, this is a legitimate, my point that I would make is this win is a correct step for this organization that has been so irrelevant for so many years, really since 2010, since the last time that they won a Super Bowl. They've been unorganized, not legitimate, and forgotten. And this is a correct step in the way that they want to go, to bring back New York sports outside of the Yankees, because the Mets can't do it now, obviously. They want to be, this is a thing that a Giants fan, if I'm a Giants fan, I could say, no, Russell didn't come here, but we beat Green Bay, but we beat Aaron Rodgers, but we beat the back-to-back reigning NFL MVP of the league. We just did that. So that's what I would say, is that this win legitimizes this team the way it hasn't before. The next thing that I will just say is this. Number one,
Mickey Mouse.
We don't either way, dude. It's a win against the back-to-back MVP, and that is my next point.
If they did it in Lambeau, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that was legit. You did it over across the pond. Aaron Rodgers was probably getting a little extra juice over there. You know what? He was experimenting. Like,
Dude, he told me, Aaron personally called me and said that the ayahuasca didn't make it through pre-check. So
yeah,
that might have been what screwed him up.
yeah,
The other thing, as we both know, is given that we weren't up during the time to watch the game, you and I both know the only time that a football game is legitimate is if the Sunoco hot dogs are rolling at the perfect time. And what is that? 6 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. And what time did this game occur? 9:30 a.m., meaning that they are Sunoco dogs that have been on the roller that were left from the morning test. They haven't been redone, so they're gross. I can't legitimize that football game. I understand that. But the last thing that I will say, as you know, I love to go back and forth on Aaron. I love to use him for my bets because he's made me money. I've bet on him 3 times. 2 out of the 3, he's got me money. But I also like to shit on him individually, as we both know. And the thing that I'll say is, what does this say about Aaron? I thought that your standout moments this season were going to be to win against bad teams. Now you can't do that. Now you can't do that against an organization that clearly you should be able to beat with one arm behind your back because you're supposed to be better than Elway. You're supposed to be in the top 7. And you can't beat the New York Giants with Danny Dimes. I mean, I get Danny Dimes is looking like Lamar Jackson. I get it. But he's still better than him. Got to be better than him. Yeah. So, in my opinion, what the other big takeaway, besides this being a step in the right direction for this organization, is that this is a completely wrong step for the Green Bay Packers. Because we're seeing right now that this team doesn't know what to do. We're seeing that they don't know how to win. They know how to win against a good team in Tampa. You know, they're a good team. We only win by 2. And you go against the Bears, and of course you beat them big time because they're the Bears, but kind of sort of should be the same thing when you're playing the Giants, and you can't do that. You lose by more than a field goal. This does not help Aaron's legacy, and this does not help his standing. Nobody I know is going to go back to this specific game, but it doesn't help his standing to say, what did Aaron not do to help his team?
The biggest thing I think for Aaron is he needs to get past this building the relationships with his wide receivers, the young guys, because obviously that's going to take time. And to win football games, they got 2 legit backs in that backfield. He's got to swallow his pride and thinking I can still throw the ball all over the field and just hand it off to them 20, 25, 30 points a game until you finally get that chemistry in practice with those receivers. He's throwing the touchdowns to Mercedes Lewis, like Randall Cobb. Why are you throwing the football to these guys? Because he's not comfortable with the Dobbs and Wood and these other young guys that they brought in over the past year.
Wood.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is they got to get back to running the football because their team's a good football team. He's got to swallow his pride and commit to it because they just have.
That's all he's about.
Yeah.
That's all he's about, though. But that's who he is the thing, is that what he's made his legacy on is his pride.
Yeah.
Who he is as a player is his pride.
And I'll give I said it at the beginning, Giants, it's a good football win for them. It's a great win for them. It pushes them up into a conversation of being into that next level. Now, Harry, I want to ask you about a football team that has taken a huge step back into not being a below 500 for their head coach's whole career for them. A team that's in your division getting absolutely whomped against the Buffalo Bills, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. What the heck's going on there, man? Are you enjoying that? I mean, the Bills could do anything and everything. They're a great football team, but the Steelers before the past couple of years, they make it at least a little interesting to only put up 3 points. Yikes.
Yikes is the truth. Listen, man, at the end of the day, I'm still a guy who draws lines in the sand. And even though that's against the team that I hate the most and who I give respect to at the same time, I hate seeing a product of that like football because none of that's entertaining. I when you see a score like that, when you see that the Bills are scoring at will, what am I going to watch? That's not football to me. That's like watching Alabama take on Susquehanna football. Yeah. Like it's a team that's totally out of the other team's league. What's going on? By the way, Susquehanna football, they're due undefeated. By the way, Susquehanna rugby give they're due. The point being, we'll get into them later. The point being is that it's just a shitty game. Who the hell is going to watch that? I will say something. I give a lot of credit. I give Kenny Pickett credit for standing up to himself. standing up for himself.
I agree.
You saw that clip, and he did the damn right thing, dude. That was a clear hit that was going to hurt him. That's a clear intentional hit that's meant to try in some way to affect his outcome of his game or possibly take him out for the game. And he stood up for himself. He's like, get off of me, you dickhead. Get the hell away from me. Puts his hand in the dude's face mask. I loved it, dude. I love seeing a quarterback get like that, especially with the two gloves. I mean, he's a sticky finger kind of guy. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've never seen a quarterback rock two gloves. What I will say, man, is if you go back and you watch week 1, there's one thing that I did say that I damn well know to be true. And you know what that is? You wasted your pick, Pittsburgh Steelers. You wasted your pick. I said it in the draft show on 88.9 WQSU The Pulse, Petrilli and I's alma mater. I said you wasted your first-round pick taking a quarterback this draft when you could tank, as it looks like now they're going to tank, when you could take and get a higher pick next year with an even better quarterback draft. And what's going on now? Kenny Pickett can't hack it. He's not ready. This guy was not ready.
I don't know.
This guy, Trilly, this guy was not ready coming out of the. But dude, he's coming out of the University of Pittsburgh. He's not ready to lead a team like the Steelers to be above 500 his first year. That's just wrong to ask of somebody. I mean, you did that to Tua, and he got fucked in his first year. Well,
and now look where Tua is now. You built up his O-line. You built up the weapons around.
Yeah, where is he now? Is he on the field?
Yeah, that's not due to 100% his fault. That's the
Sam Darnold.
What?
Sam Darnold. You asked him to bring your organization out of nowhere. You know, I was a big Sam Darnold guy. He's nowhere to be found. He could possibly be out of the league before the season's over.
He was on the Jets for years, dude. They didn't have anything
Jets
around him.
But either way, dude,
I don't get the point you're trying to make here, dude.
The point I'm trying to make is that when you're bringing guys out of colleges, that we're not talking about colleges that are in the top 5 conversation. We're not talking about a Michigan. We're not talking about a University of Alabama. We're not talking about an Ohio State. When you're asking guys to come and to re-energize your team, to bring your team to a promised land within their first season, which you know the Steelers expect from their history. This isn't the New York Giants who have sucked. This is a team that holds the 3rd most Super Bowls in the league history. This is a team that has a top 10 coach in NFL history. This is a team that's had Ben Roethlisberger, who I hate, Fat Boy Ben, who had 2 Super Bowls on himself. Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. And you're asking this guy who should have had a year to sit, to be under Mitch, take your losses with Mitch, understand how quick the game is, and instead you're setting him up for failure. You did the same thing to Baker year 1. You're going to tell me I'm wrong there?
No. I agree with that. I think the biggest thing is that the good sign was when that fight happened, that his O-line, his guys were there fighting for him, because they're getting their ass kicked. I mean, all the second side guys were in for Buffalo by that point. They could have been like, whatever. But that them showing that they're behind.
I lose you, Trilly. Still there.
Yeah.
I think you're gone.
See, this is the next year. Oh, no. Can you hear me? You hear me?
Failed.
You hear me?
Hit the 10-minute mark. There you go. You're back.
Right,
I went on a whole rant. About losing you. I go, did I lose you? Are you there? I've been doing that since you've been gone.
Dude, the Wi-Fi just dropped, man.
It's okay.
That's why you got to subscribe. Click the button. Because we need to get our bank.
You're so dysfunctional right now, dude.
I'm just so frustrated with the internet.
You're having a stroke. You're having a stroke like I did last week. Remember when I was like the HLT podcast? I was supposed to say parlay. It's all right. What were you saying about Kenny Pickett? Go back. I was making a point about how he's set up to not have success, even though I love seeing him lose. And you were going to tell me how I'm wrong, even though you're going to make bad points.
Verizon sucks, but Kenny Pickett does not suck. I think Kenny Pickett can get this in the right direction. They need to get the O-line built up around him. But the biggest thing that came from it was they're getting their ass kicked in Buffalo. They can't score anything. They can't move the football. But Kenny sticks up for himself, and the rest of the team came around him. They could have just been like, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
You can't do that. But
they responded. And they responded to him. They could have just let him go, be fed to the wolves, and let him get eaten, but they didn't. Now, I do agree with you where they probably should have let Mitch go for longer, but that's not what the Steelers don't accept mediocrity. They haven't been below 500 and who God knows at this point, over a decade. So they wanted to try.
A decade.
They thought that they had a chance with putting Kenny in there to get the offense going because they were stagnant. They needed something. And they thought throwing the spark plug in there with the weapons that they had would be able to get it going. But when you don't have a good O-line for any quarterback, it's just not going to work. And what you were saying with Baker, with Sam, with every bad quarterback that doesn't work out, what's the common denominator? Weapons and O-line. You don't have that. You can't do anything. So when it comes down to the end of it, I think Kenny will be fine. I think you just have a little bit too much of the Ravens hate there, like I do for Dak and Cooper Rush, the Cowboys.
Exactly.
But
you love seeing Dak be hurt.
Oh yeah, no.
Did you see that video, by the way, with him with his shirt off? His shirt off after the game, acting like that he played. That was the take, I think, on Barstool. Dak's looking nervous. He took his shirt off like he played in the game. What are you doing? He's like, we're gonna be so good when we're all healthy and ready to go. It's like, dude, they're 4-0 without you, dog.
Yeah,
they're 4-0.
Yeah,
you help me enough to me. Listen, I don't want anybody to get injured. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to get injured. I've never advocated for that. If you watch my rant last week, all I said was more people should be fired over people getting injured. But what I will say is, and this is another thing, though, this goes to my point. When you put a quarterback, and we're not talking about a guy that Jim Harbaugh had the ability to coach and bring up. We're not talking about a guy like Nick Saban or Urban Meyer. Now, Urban Meyer's been out, but I'm just making an example. Had the ability to bring up. Is that guy really ready year one to do his thing? I mean, Dabo did it with Trevor, right? But Trevor is different. Trevor is a guy that you and I both agree that if he had what he needed right now, that they would be a powerhouse.
I don't know, man.
In the AFC.
He's been struggling. He's been missing big throws. They got some guy.
That'll come, but you and I both know that he's the best talent out of any young quarterback right now in the league. Correct. I mean, so what my
except
point
for the
is,
MVP frontrunner right now,
which is Lamar Jackson. But my point being is that but my point just being is that you put him out there. If you're gonna put him out there and do that, Buffalo didn't do the job right. They should have killed the guys on the field. That they didn't kill him. You didn't do it right. Do something helpful to me. Take them out. Make them have to pick up guys on the street to play the Ravens. If you're going to win 31-3. At the end of the day, it was just terrible football. That's my take.
Yeah. All right. We got 5 minutes left of the Zoom because we're broke and bad Wi-Fi and no Zoom.
But once you subscribe, and once we get those numbers up and we get to, thousands upon millions of subscribers and we get ads on this thing, we know more of this. We know more Lackey connection. What have I told you? Work here for you. And that means studio. So you have to subscribe.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Shirley, what game we want to talk about next? So I know the game that I want to talk about that I think would be great for this last 5 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a pick that I gave. That's a pick that I gave that didn't work out. And that was Miami -3 on the road to the Jets, where they got smoked 40-17.
Teddy got hurt on literally the first play, and that just screwed it.
He did. But what did I also say? I went out on what I did not think at all was a limb. And I said, I don't care who the quarterback is, whether it's Tua, Teddy, or somebody else. With the weapons and the front seven that team has, there's no way that they lose this game.
Yeah.
And I still believed in that, even when Teddy did get hurt. That makes no sense to me. On the defensive side alone, bro, that 40 points were scored.
The Jets, that's the biggest thing of this game. Yeah.
That's what's crazy. 40 points were scored by the New York Jets on arguably top 5, top 4 NFL defense front seven. And you put 40 points up. What happened there, dude? Because from my perspective, what happened is this again shows that there's a lack in the phrase been there, done that before.
Yeah.
When teams get success that they're not used to, like Miami has not had certain amounts of success over the past couple of years. And yes, I understand you lost, your starting quarterback, you lost your number 2, who's one of the best number 2s ever, but still there's a matter of your team knowing, your coach knowing, your kicker knowing, your defense knowing, let's play like we've been there before. If they would have been able to play like they've been there before, dude, there's no reason why they lose to a team like the Jets. But they haven't. And I think that played into this game.
Yeah, the biggest thing was the Jets, honestly. That was most surprising. They only had a total of 345 yards total,
I know.
rushing and passing. And they put up 41 points on a good defense. They got guys all over the place on that Miami team. Yep. And that's just the biggest surprise is maybe the Jets got a little juice to them. They finally got some young guys there. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Michael Carter. Like, they got guys around the MILF Slayer at this point, and he's making a couple plays. He's looking ugly here and there, but you got to slay a few dragons before you get to the princess, and that's what they're doing. They are 3-2.
Zach Wilson's slaying a few dragons.
And so is Zach
Wilson slaying a few. Yep. And so is Bosch, the Boschinator.
Yeah.
What did I say, though? What did I say week one? If we bring him up, that's the kiss of death. We can't do that. We can't do that.
I'll put $1 in the jar. That's my fault.
Okay. Yeah, that's on you, dude.
All right. Before we get into our birds real quick, let's hit a quick break. I got to make a graphic. I want to make a graphic that hopefully I'll put in here in a second here, but we'll be right back. Make sure you click subscribe, follow button on Apple and Spotify. We'll be back in 2 seconds. All right. We're back. Figured out some internet problems. I don't know. We'll see. It's got me down, man. It just beats you down when literally that's what I do. I work on the internet. I need to go and just buy this giant ass Ethernet cord, run it all the way up here from the router and figure it out. But
I'll run it up for you.
Yeah. Maybe Sunday night we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Hey, don't give too much away.
Yeah.
Don't give too much away. They got to stay tuned. But stay tuned. Cold One Conversation together content. All right, hit it, Trilly. Let's do this.
Yeah, we're back. Cold One Conversations. It's Harry. It's Petrilli. We're back. Now let's dive into it. All right. We're just about finishing it up. We got to go into our birds before we get into our picks. That's what everybody's waiting for. Don't fast forward because we got some good stuff coming because the birds won another one. 5-0.
Did
5-0. Didn't cover.
5-0.
Which is another reason that my bet hurt. My betting hurt. But they win by 3 on a missed field goal at the end of the football game. I mean, it was just great how that they kept showing the kicker, who's from Lansdale Catholic, by the way. He's a Philly guy. Goes and double secret agent, misses it wide right, and all of a sudden birds are moving on 5-0. It was sloppy. It was ugly, but a win's a win. You got to win football games like that throughout the year, especially when you're going undefeated like the birds are right now. You're not going to blow out teams every week. I thought they would have been able to. This Cardinals team is not very good. They played way different in the second half again on offense and defense where they were just conservative. The defense played that shell. They were too afraid of Marquise Brown going deep when they weren't doing that at all. Like, he was their only weapon. They were afraid of Kyler Murray throwing the ball deep. I'd rather him throw it deep instead of giving him all the underneath stuff that was getting him going, letting him scramble, move around. They weren't sending the pressure on him that did so well in the first quarter. And then on offense, they were struggling doing bubble screens left and right. I guess that was their plan going into the game. But to be able to finish the fourth quarter, the field goal drive to get you the lead, to eventually the game-winning field goal, to go and run the ball down their throat, smash mouth football, mano a mano, one-on-one, 9-minute drive, go right down the field, couple QB sneaks, just bang, bang, 11 runs in a row. Stop us if you can. And they couldn't. And the Eagles went down. It would have been nice to get the touchdown, but they settled for the field goal. They trusted the defense. The defense, they got a hand on it. They got a hand on that field goal, pushes it wide right. They end up winning the football game. I'm excited. Go Birds, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. 5-0. Dallas week coming up. We're going to get to that in a couple minutes here. What did you think about that game, Harry? Didn't cover.
Well, the thing, man, I got a rule. I got a rule about betting my team as a lock. It's hard for me to do it. It's paid off for you. It's 1-1.
That was the first
1-1.
No, 2-1. I took him
2-1. You've had him as 3 locks. Yeah. See, you and I are completely opposite that way. I won't touch my birds to be a lock, and you're like, I'm all in.
Yeah. Hey, we're undefeated, bro. It's a lock, except for last.
Hey, it's a lock. But my point being is, listen, man. I knew that Philly was going to get it done. I just didn't think that they were going to get it done that way. But my takeaway from the game was this, and I texted this to you. Philly, at least I thought I did. Philly proved that they can win by scoring all year long. And until last week, what they hadn't proved yet is they've also scored, we can come back from a deficit, right, against Jacksonville. But now they proved we can win dirty. We can win down in the mud, low scoring, under 25. We can do this. We can win 2017. So you've checked off now all three boxes. We can come back when we're down 14-0 against Jacksonville. We can put up major numbers, right? Weeks 1, 2, and 4. And then week 5, you go, and now it's smash mouth football. So this team is what's scary, dude, is I can't remember the last time, except when KC won and won the champ and won the Super Bowl, where a team was looking this good this early, where it was like, are we all watching the same thing right now? What is going on?
Yeah, man.
I mean, the Eagles, dude, right now, I mean, it's no joke. They have, the song goes, Orioles magic, make it happen. Well, it's kind of like magic, make it happen. You like that? You hear my listen, I have pipes. I won't elaborate. That's all I'll say. But my point being is, dude, that there's real stuff going on in Philly right now. Jalen Hurts again. I mean, I don't think that the game for the Bills proved anything more on Josh Allen to be, still retain the number 1 spot in the NFL. Obviously he does, but Jalen Hurts is continuing to knock on that door. Yes, did he not have the week I'm sure that he wanted to have? No, he didn't. Only scoring 20 points, leaving the game down to a field goal. I get it. But at the end of the day, dude, still got the win. He's the only 5-0 team right now. This Philadelphia Eagles team is ready to rock and roll. That's my take.
Yeah. No,
I want to move.
I'm 100% with you.
At the end of the day, if I'm saying anything good that talks about, now, have they broken out the Kelly Green yet?
No, not yet. They're due.
It's on. They're due. They're due.
I think it's Green Bay at home. They're gonna break them out in a couple weeks.
I like that, dude. They're keeping them on ice. They're keeping them on ice with the cold ones on ice.
Dude, what if they wear? They should have wore it Sunday night. This Sunday night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, smash Dallas right in the fucking face. The
Kelly
Green.
Did they already announce the threads? Baltimore did. They're going white, all white
I haven't seen it yet.
I love when Baltimore does that, but I want to move now to my birds to give you my take.
Yeah.
And listen, I got to toot my own horn. We started this podcast talking about what Trilly talked about, my 70%. That's right. You bet with me, you make money. You bet with me. My name is Wizard Harry, aka Cowboy Harry. I do it all. I make you money. It's called brown bag cash, like a robber in the night in the 1800s. You know what I mean? We'll clip that. I feel like that's a good take. The point being is, what did I say that this game could be? I gave you all the notes from last year, just like in week 2 when we talked about Green Bay, Chicago. I gave you the score that would happen, high 20s, and that Chicago would only score 10. I told you what would happen in this game. I said there's no way that people can count out the Bengals here. It's disgusting to me to think that people were. That Baltimore was going to have this outrageous score and that they couldn't keep up with them scoring. We're talking about a team that scored 82 points on us last year. They're still coming to play. But what did I say? I don't know if points will be scored. That's why I didn't touch the total. But what I did say is I feel that this is going to be a true AFC North game. I know you did. But what did I say? Come on, don't throw me off. When you say stuff like that, you throw me off.
Sorry.
What did I say? That this game had the potential to be a true AFC North game. Dude, I thought I was watching a game from 2010 up to 2014, going into the half 10-10. I mean, that is, if you
no Vontaze perfect though, laying a guy out.
What the AFC North is about. If you want to know what the AFC North is about, you watch last week's game, because that's it, dude. It's smash mouth football where the quarterbacks can't seem to get it right during the game. Lamar did not look good. Burrow did not look good. Until the end, it wasn't until the last drive that Lamar looked good. That's the truth. That last drive, dude, he looked like he looked like an MVP quarterback. Total control of the game, differentiating the run, giving it to Dobbins. hitting her. They had no answer. How you let Mark Andrews in a final drive, game on the line on any defense, how you're not triple teaming him when he had 3 first downs in that last drive is crazy to me. I don't know if it's just that he's that good or if the Bengals were that stupid. I just have to be that honest. Neither quarterback looked good. Defenses were playing well, getting after the quarterback, keeping points off. And at the end of the day, it's why he's going to get the gold jacket. I said it. If you watch the short, which will be on TikTok sooner than later, when JT, Trilli? When he crosses it up, cannot doubt him. He goes out there and he does this thing. He puts his arms out there, Randy Orton style, like, check me out, dude. Wins 19-17. My bet covers. So not only do I get to see my birds win, I get to see my bet hit. And that's a good day. That's a good day to be a fan. What I saw out of that game was the AFC North is proven to be the division that it's meant to be. It's going to be a smash mouth type of division. I mean, we're talking about a team that hung 82 on us and went to the Super Bowl. So in my opinion, it should have been like that. And we're also talking about a Ravens team that's been scoring consistently 28 points. Complete opposite when it's in division. The level of speed that happens when you're in division, when the Eagles play Jacksonville, is a completely different level of speed than when the Eagles are going to play Dallas. It's just different. That's what it came down to in the AFC North. What did you think about this game last week?
Why aren't the Ravens a sexy team?
Because we have proven that we can't hold on to the lead. I mean, dude, I got nervous. I will be very honest with you. When we decided to go for 3 to get the 10 points going into the half, I got nervous that Harbaugh was going to call to go for it on 4th down.
That's their biggest thing.
That's our biggest thing.
They can't figure out.
We can't this year. We don't understand the 4th down. And Harbaugh usually has always had that down. But now he's like, let's do it at every turn.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to pull that out when to throw people off. That can't be part of your database.
And now, like that game, he didn't go for it all the time. So he was like, I got bit.
Now he's afraid.
Now he's afraid of it. They're weird. They're in a weird spot because they're a very good football team. Obviously, you've been in every game against good football teams. And it's just come down to those couple decisions by the head coach that normally has made the right decisions when it comes down to it. I think the Ravens can figure that out. The guy has won a Super Bowl. He's proven that he's been able to do it year after year for the past decade with that Ravens squad. I mean, other than that, I mean, Lamar's going to be Lamar. I want to see kind of him develop those receivers, try to get a little bit more explosive because, you know, running the football is all great. And like we've seen it with the Ravens and Eagles the past couple of years. When it comes to playoff football, he's got to figure out those 2-minute drives, and to go down the field and get that field goal was a huge step in the right direction for that team.
It was.
So, I mean, the Ravens are on a good spot right now. Now, getting to that sexy level where people are hyping them up, they just got to consistently win and make the right decisions and figure out. Harbaugh's got to figure it out. That's the biggest thing for them.
I think it's that, but I think more than that, it's that the overthrows to Bateman have to stop. Bateman.
He did have a couple.
What have I said? And he's had a couple every week. What have I said since after the first week of the NFL? You saw clearly since week 1, Lamar is trying to develop Bateman to be the number 1 receiver with Andrews as second, not Andrews as 1. Even though Andrews will always be the Gronk to Tom, Andrews will be that to Lamar. I said that 2 weeks ago. Lamar right now is trying to get Bateman to be that. He's trying for him to be that Tyreek Hill when he was with Patrick Mahomes. That sexy piece that makes it on an NFL 30-second highlight reel on Instagram or on TikTok, or that sexy piece that you and I talk about right now. Duvernay is the guy that right now is filling that void, but he's doing too many rush plays as well to kind of have that highlight reel, whereas Bateman's that is that pure wide receiver, right? Mm-hmm. The Ravens will get it, man, but it's gonna be hard for us to be who we truly are, because as long as our defense I mean, dude, there were times I was watching the game and I go, Cincinnati's gonna score right here, right now, and they put 7 on. Our defense is what keeps me up at night. It's not our offense. It's not our coaching. It's our defense.
Yeah.
Because our offense and our coaching has proven that we'll score and we'll outscore teams. So at the end of the day, dude, a win's a win. Great step in the right direction. As I said, the Ravens are back. Top of the AFC North. Gonna win the division handily, may I add. And it was a good week, dude. I got to see my team win and cover.
Yeah.
Say that for everybody, but hey, we're not pointing fingers.
Yeah. Well, the Ravens didn't cover, but your bet covered. You took the other side of it.
My bet covered. My birds won, and my bet covered.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, now let's kind of transition. I'm sorry if we didn't hit your team this week from the past week. Let us know in the comments. Say, F you guys, why didn't you talk about this team? Let us know. Let us know. We want to know who our listeners are. We're getting the views. We're getting consistently over 100 per episode. We're super excited about it. Our shorts are doing great. Just click that subscribe button. Let us know who you want us to talk about, and we'll make sure we do it. We'll sell our souls. We want to do it for you guys. We want to build a community, and that's what we're here to try to do, a cold one conversation. So now let's flip it all over, and we'll open up another cold one here.
I'm back with you.
Take a sip.
By the way, this is an 1812 bottle.
Did you make your run to Costco or Sam's Club yet, or what, dude?
Are you a Sam's Club guy? Be honest.
Oh, I mean, Costco lately, my Sam's Club ran out, so I haven't renewed it. But
what did you see? Now they got to start giving gas to everybody.
What do you mean?
No more just for their members, dude.
Really?
It's going to be a federal mandate. Those places got to sell gas to everybody.
Then what's the point of getting a membership?
Because exactly, their gas is going to go to regular price.
That's
bad.
We don't talk politics here.
We don't talk gas prices here. How dare I bring that up?
Yeah. All right. Let's get into why you are here, though, and that is because Harry's absolutely on fire. I'm going to get there. I started off hot, bad 2 weeks. We're looking to bounce back because I'm due. Hashtag I'm due. The shirt's going to be coming out within the next week or two, I think. So we got this.
Fire.
Harry, let's dive into it. Let's start favorites first. Who do we like? It's favorited heading into this upcoming week of the NFL. Since you're hot, you started off. I want to get your vibe. I want to absorb those good vibes and just feel out which pick. I'm in between two. So I want you to give me something, and then I'm going to go from there.
Well, dude, I'll start. You know what? As a matter of fact, why don't I start out? Yeah, fuck it. I'll start out with the team that we were just talking about, and that's my Ravens at -5.5 on the road to New York. I was debating to go into that game, but now it's the option up at the table of in-person content with your two favorite podcasters, Brendan Petrilli and Harry Heaps, on the table. Big deal for this weekend. But the point being is, I'm just going to say it, Trilly. I think that Baltimore here absolutely covers the spread at -5.5. Now listen, earlier in the show,
up to 6 now.
Harry, you're saying that the Giants are legitimate. They beat the back-to-back MVP. Yeah, that's right, but they didn't beat the Ravens yet, and they're the back-to-back MVP. They're the Super Bowl going on champs. It's going to be Eagles versus Ravens. Trilly and I are going to end the show, end the friendship, the whole deal, and we're going to win, obviously, because we already have two. My point being is, I think that the Ravens are ready to now start to separate with this win of an in-division game against Cincinnati. I would argue that Cincinnati absolutely is a better team than the Giants, and I don't think that the Giants are ready for what Lamar's going to bring. Their defense isn't ready for a team that has receiver talent that's at the Ravens level. Yeah, sure, they beat Green Bay, but Green Bay doesn't have the receiver talent that we do. They don't have a Mark Andrews that's going to be able to split your defense down the middle all over the place, and then Lamar can take his pick when he wants to run. They don't have guys that are going to be able to stop Edwards, Dobbins, and then our fullback, which I can never remember his name when it comes to Showtime. It pissed me off so bad. Thank you. Patrick Ricard, number 42, 310-pounder, coming in WWE style like Triple H. There's Stone Cold Steve Austin out of nowhere when we give him the ball. It doesn't even matter. Duvernay all over the place. Do I think that we're going to get after Daniel Jones? I won't give that information out. No, because I can't trust our defense. But what I can trust is I think that it's time for the Ravens to go back to +25 scoring. I think the Ravens here cover, and they cover by a mile. my first favorite, Baltimore -5.5 on the road.
Yeah, I mean, if the Giants do cover and they hang with, I think it's up to 6 now, in Baltimore's
is.
favor, as I'm looking at.
I don't
If
like
the
whole
Giants,
numbers, you know that.
if the Giants are, we're not math guys, except when it comes
We're
to the
not.
spread.
We don't back check.
But if the Giants come and they battle the Ravens hard at home, I'll be talking a little different than I did the start of this show about the Giants. But that being said, Lamar is due for an absolute breakout game, like you said. If they
Correct.
put up 25 plus points, the Giants aren't going to do that. Their biggest thing,
No.
the reason why they won last week is because they had 3 drives of like 8 minutes or more where they just ran the football with Jones and Saquon. If you keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers and anybody's hands, Lamar Jackson's hands, they're not going to be able to score points. That's the only way the Giants can win is if it's a low scoring, they eat up the clock, but I don't see them being able to stop Lamar Jackson when it comes down to it. So I really like that pick, honestly. Now, where I was looking, I was kind of in between a couple. I've settled on 49ers. They're a good football team, dude. They're a very good football team. 5.5 over the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
2 teams that we didn't talk about from the previous week. I think D'Amico Ryans, the defensive coordinator's got their boys buzzing there in San Fran. They lost their best cornerback, but I mean, the Falcons really don't have anybody to really throw the ball to. I mean, Drake London's been okay, but I mean, it's Marcus Mariota throwing the football. Their team has always been that next guy up. I mean, you saw it with Jimmy G coming in for Trey Lance. And it's just always been the next guy up. The running backs have been banged up. It's the next guy up. Now, when it comes to the defensive side of the football, it's going to be the same exact thing. They're going to go out and they're going to dominate. They're going to win by 10 plus points in that football game. Now, the thing that scares me is that the Falcons have been covering like against all these good football teams, which kind of makes you nervous. And you keep writing the Falcons out and they keep making it close. So that's my biggest thing. But I like it. I like them covering that 5. It's only score a touchdown. They're up. I don't see them being able to score points on the 49ers. And I think the 49ers score at least 17. So I like that.
Without a doubt. And I love that pick, except one thing is that washed up Titan's not looking too bad. That washed up Titan and Marcus Mariota is not looking too bad, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he's not, dude. I mean, he kept it close against the GOAT. That's the only thing that worries me, man. Now, listen.
That's what I said. I was just like, that's the only caveat.
I think that Jimmy G right now he is top 5 for me right now. I said last week, if you watched the episode last week, I'm not going to go back over the list because I want you to go back and view it. I told you he's right on the edge. He's there now.
Now, give me the updated list because I'll clip it and I'll post it this week. I forgot to last week.
Updated list right now. Josh Allen 1, Jalen Hurts 2. I love Lamar Jackson 3.
Yeah, I would agree.
I gotta go there, right?
Yeah.
The 4 spot is where I get iffy because there's a lot of guys that I think about. I don't know where to go there. So I'm gonna hold the 4 spot real quick. I'm gonna give you the 5. My 5 is Jimmy G. Who do you think my 4 is?
Your 4 is gonna be it's gotta be Mahomes.
Correct.
Yeah.
You get it. There you go. You're stopping there. My 4 is Holmes. My 4 is Mahomes. And listen, the only reason, if we're having an honest conversation, because I give you real information, the only reason why Lamar is over Mahomes is because I'm a Lamar fan. He's a Raven. The real list is Josh Allen 1, Hurts 2, Mahomes 3, Lamar 4, Jimmy G 5. What I think is that, like I said, Jimmy G wins this division. I like this pick, but the only thing that scares me, dude, is these Falcons. Again, we said it at the first episode of this week. They're a team much like Nola. If they had the guy, it'd be a totally different conversation. Yeah. If they had a real guy down there, it could be different.
Yeah. All right.
You want to go to the next?
Those are our 2 first picks there for our favorites of the week. Let's move into the unders. What games are we looking at? Scores are a bit too high there. I'm going to go first here, Harry. It's 2 teams that are ugly. And that's the Los Angeles Chargers, who kind of seem like they might have figured out the ground game with Austin Eckler getting, 3 touchdowns last week and a couple of the week before that, going up against the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. When are we going to get enough of the Denver Broncos on prime time football, dude? They can't score points. And at 45.5, it's going to be an ugly football game. I'm just a little afraid that the Chargers might be able to put up points, but I have faith in
That's
that
what I
Denver.
was.
I have faith in that Denver defense that they'd be able to.
That was
I don't
the
like
whole thing
betting
that I was
unders,
debating
but
here, man.
what?
You
Sorry?
don't. But that's why you lose because you don't believe in what would help you to win.
And
Dude,
primetime
I almost
football
took this
games
game.
have been hitting the unders left and right. You
Yes,
got to
they
rock
have.
with it. You got
Except this past week.
that
What
was
did
the
we
first
say?
one.
And what did we say week 4? At some point, they're due.
They were due.
See, this is, oh my God, we're smart. And what happened? The Raiders and KC delivered. Now, let me hit you with mine real quick of what I think is too high. And I wonder if you're going to think I'm crazy here. I would maybe take an alternate spread, but I'm going to keep it original. I'm going to go with what Vegas is giving you. And that's under 53.5 Buffalo on the road to Kansas City.
Yeah, I thought about that for sure.
I don't like it, dude. I don't like it.
Both these
Buffalo
teams are clicking, though, dude. Then that's set up for a trap.
But that's set up for a trap, exactly. And here's my other point. Buffalo's defense is ready to rock and roll. And you're the same one. Don't forget, you're changing up your story now because on Monday night, you're telling me, hey, but I'm like, KC's better. You go, don't forget about Buffalo's defense. And you're right, though.
Yeah.
What you said is true. And Kansas City, they face good defenses 100%. But right now, Buffalo does have arguably the best defense in the league. Number 2, I would give it to Philly. Number 2, I give it to Philly. I said you guys can get there. You're at 2 right now. The point being is Buffalo's got that best defense right now.
They got a better
There's something about scoring 31 points and then the other team scoring 30 that just says to me, this is going to be slat face football where Buffalo's going to get after Kansas City. Here's what I will say. Mahomes is going to score, but he's not going to be skating on ice the way he usually does. It's just not going to happen. Not with the pass rush that they're bringing.
Yeah, and the biggest
I see that. Yeah, I see this breaking 45, but not 50, but not 53.5. Take the under.
And
Take the under.
that
Buffalo
Bills
on the road.
that Bills defense has been hearing it for the past 6 months.
Right.
15 seconds or 13 seconds.
Yes.
Like they've been hearing that over and over and over again for the past 6-7 months since they lost to Kansas City. They've had this game circled. That they're going to be ready to rock and roll. They're not going to let Patty Mahomes come out and sling it the way that they did in that AFC Championship game. They've gotten better on the defensive side of the football. Guys have gotten back healthy from what it seems like from the start of the year. And yeah, that 53 is a lot, especially the way KC has come out to start football games really, really slow and then been able to bounce back like you saw Monday night and put up a lot of points.
And you can't do that against Buffalo.
But you can't do that against Buffalo.
Can't do that against Buffalo. No. And the last thing that I'll just say is, guess who's also improved on the defensive side of the ball? Kansas City.
They can get after Josh Allen.
They can get after it. Right. Exactly. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a hard day for both quarterbacks. Take the under 53.5. I got one more underdog, if you don't mind me hitting. Do you have 2 or 1?
I just have 1, but yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right.
Give the people a free winner. Give them a free winner.
Arizona.
But, hey, before you do that, make sure you subscribe because Harry's giving out free winners. He's hitting at 71% on the year. So listen to this, man. Make sure you click that subscribe button, hit the notification, hit the follow on Apple and Spotify because you want to keep coming back. We're rocking and rolling here at Cold One Conversations. Now give it to him, Harry.
Arizona versus Seattle. Seattle plus 2.5. I don't care that Arizona, you'll say that they're due after Philly beating them the way that they did with the field goal, 20-17. You think that makes the team go on the road, go crazy. Seattle is a bug in every team's crawl that they play this year. It's just true. And anytime you give them points now, I'm worried. Anytime that you give Seattle points right now this season, I don't care that it's early in the season. The way that they've been playing, I like them. Seattle plus 2.5.
Yeah.
At home, no less. The city of the 12th man. The city of the 12th man plus 2.5. Malcolm Moore is going to be out there. Malcolm Moore is going to be there singing for his city.
Is he
Seattle plus
tags?
2.5. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is where you're saying that they're due, the Cardinals are due. That's a fading me there. And I'm all for that at this point where I think you're right. The Seattle has been coming out and they've been feisty. They went and they scored a lot of points the past couple weeks, killed me against Detroit. Last week against the Saints, they were right there the whole game. And this Cardinals team is not good. I don't think they're very good at all.
No.
Now, I want to say that they're due, like you said, but I also, you're red hot. I'm riding with you there. I don't agree, but I agree with the pick in the long run of just fading myself at this point.
But see, now you're saying too much because now you're getting ready to fade me. You're putting too much on this.
No. I'm saying it's a good thing that I'm taking the opposite because I am so bad right now.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
And then
who do you got for your under?
Yeah, my underdog. I like the Patriots going up against the Brownies.
Good pick, dude. Hold on, I just got to read a note real quick before you give it. Let me just read my note from last week. Detroit versus the Pats. Detroit without the runs is buns. What else I go on to say? Zappy. The next old man, Tom Brady. Suck at Jared Goff. He sucked. Hey, dude, Patriots with Zappy, dude. They're ready to go. The Zap man, the Zap Meister. I can come up with so many nicknames on this guy. He's ready to rock and roll, dude. I love this pick. Great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick.
That team's running the football. They've yet to really let him go and sling it at this point, which is a mystery, and I like that. The Browns, all they can do is run the football. This Patriots team you saw against that Detroit team, they stopped the run. That's the only thing that Detroit wanted to do. They stopped it, shut them out. If the Browns can't run the football, they're not going to be able to stop the New England Patriots on the other side of it. I like the Patriots, maybe even money line, honestly, just to get the better value.
Ooh. Wow. Well, before we hit our HDLs and we got our HDL parlays to give, I'm going to give out one more pick. I'm surprised that Trilly didn't come with 2 overs and 2 faves. I do really quickly before I go to that. I agree with everything that you said. I was just going off. I think that this Patriots pick is crazy. Especially that they're getting points after the way that they just shut out Detroit, dude. They shut them out. Like they shut them out 26-0 with a third string QB. I mean, like that, and what that comes down to is coaching. And again, there's those sleepers. Like, dude, right now, if you're Mac Jones, you should be concerned because Zappy's coming for that job. Yeah. Next one I'm going to give, and I just want to know, what you think here, man. Surprised that you didn't bring this up. For my overs, Cincinnati on the road to NOLA over 43.5.
Yeah.
This is a game.
Did we do our overs? We didn't do it yet.
We did faves.
Yeah.
Were you doing? We usually do faves and overs together.
Yeah.
We usually follow them up. Okay, so you still got an over to do?
Yeah.
Good.
That was my over. Okay. Cincinnati, New Orleans. Yeah, 43.
Oh, we got the same game?
Yeah.
You know what, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna take a different game. I'm gonna give it to you. So you're taking. Okay, well tell the fans why you're taking that game.
Because both defenses aren't really that good. They were hyped up coming into the year.
All right, you suck. You took my point.
Yeah. Both these defenses aren't very that good. That's how connected we are here on Cold One Conversation. That's why I'm due to get red hot and ready to rock and roll here. So make sure you subscribe because we're clicking here. And at the end of the day, both these teams have too many weapons. I mean, if Michael Thomas comes back healthy this game, who knows? But Chris Olave has been an absolute stud for them. Alvin Kamara is finally getting more touches in that backfield, coming out of it, receiving. And then Jamar Chase has been quiet. T. Higgins has been quiet the past couple of weeks. I just think they don't have the pass rush to really get after Joe, that these couple other teams that they've been going up against in this gauntlet that they've had. They got Cam Jordan, but other than that, I mean, double team them. Other than that, I just see both these teams being able to go up and down the field.
Damn it. God, I shouldn't have given you that. It's such a great pick. And now I got to freaking – I don't like any other of these games besides my HDL right now for an over. All these other games suck. I mean, they're not – I can't trust the Steelers versus Tampa and Pittsburgh. Yeah. I think that Tampa will score, but I don't think that the Patriots can, especially against Tampa's defense. I don't know what the hell to say about Vikings, Dolphins. I mean, what's the update on the quarterback situation in Miami? Is there one?
I haven't heard anything.
Exactly.
I heard Tua's back at practice, but he's like away from the team.
Okay. Jacksonville, Indianapolis. I think that Jacksonville's due, but who the hell knows about the Colts?
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then this is the one that really fucks with me. Is I want to, because again, they made me money. I want to take Green Bay Jets, but you know that the Jets just I was going to use a very vulgar term right there. I won't do that. We got to keep this somewhat PG-13. The Jets, they've sharded themselves.
Yeah.
They blew it all out last week by putting up 40. You're not doing that again. You can't do that back to back. You're not Cincinnati last year. It's just not happening. So I don't know right now what to do, and I'm taking a pick.
What do you think about that Sunday night?
Oh, I don't even want to touch that game, dude. That's another one where I don't even want to touch it. Sunday. Well, we'll get into that later. We'll get into Sunday night. I was thinking about. I was switching Monday night and Sunday night. I got something in store for Sunday night's game.
I took the under in the Monday, but I kind of like the over in the Sunday night game.
Well, don't rush me because I got something better coming up. You know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this. You know what? Fuck it. No. I'm riding with you the full way. I'm keeping my pick because I can't do it. I can't do it to the people. We both got Cincinnati v. Nola. Right. We're going it together. We're doing it together. Okay.
All right. Now let's give our locks, and then we'll put together the parlay, wrap up the show here. Make sure you're writing these down. We're clicking at over 56.
Because I got him.
57% clip here. Harry's carrying the team. I'm due to get back in the win column here. I was over 500. I had a bad week last week. But hey, that means we're ready to rock and roll. If you've listened to this conversation, Harry and I are on a decent page here for the most part. And we're going to make some money. We're making that brown bag money. Because we're going to be together, maybe, possibly, Sunday. Yeah. So hit us up, come follow, hang out, because we're going to spend all that money. Sunday
we're going to go live.
On all of those seltzers. All right, let's get into it.
Seltzers.
What's your lock, Harry? What's your lock?
Well, Sunday might not happen if I give you my lock. That's what I'm worried about. But I can't believe I'm saying this, dude. It's Dallas plus 5.5.
That's
Dallas.
Fine. That's fine.
There it is. Yeah, did you see that? Ladies and gentlemen? He almost reneged on the invitation. Did I lose you again? Damn it!
No, we're here.
We're here. Hold on. Are you there? Okay, you're there. I thought I lost you. I thought I lost the internet wise.
Yeah. Okay, you're pulling a Portland. Okay.
Yeah. It's Dallas. It's yeah. Shout out Rico Boskoff. We're coming for your spot. Dallas plus 5.5, dude.
It's 6.5.
This is
now.
The true test. Is it okay? Well, that I don't like. Then it's an alternate spread. Dallas plus 5.5. That's what I'm putting it in as. That's my alternate spread 5.5. I will not go above 5.5. I do not like that. Dude, this is the true test of the NFC. Now, well, here's the question. Before I lock myself into my lock, what is the quarterback situation with Dallas? Because as I know of right now, it's still Rush. Okay, yeah. Good. That helps me because otherwise I would not be touching it. I would be hammering the Eagles money line and saying putting 3,000 on it. If it's Cooper Rush, then definitely it's plus 5.5. You've got two great pass rush defenses going against one another. You've got the Eagles definitely have the franchise ready quarterback and the better weapons, but Dallas still got good weapons. And on top of that, dude, they're riding the hot hand of going 4-0 with a backup guy with no personality, no ego, no questions asked. He just delivers. That's all he does. And he's going to deliver me 5.5. And he's going to deliver me a 6-0 on 100% of my HTLs. That's right.
We might be flipped by this time tomorrow, dude. We might be flipped because my bets are good. Yours, I don't know. But
I don't know about you.
I'm not going to touch that game because we got less than a minute here, but I'm going to give you my lock real quick before we hit a quick break and hit the rest of the parlay. And I'm going to dive into that Birds game real quick. But I like my lock. I like the Vikings. I like them getting the 3 over the Dolphins. The QB situation, who knows? I think Kirk Cousins kind of found his groove in non-primetime games. I like them catching 3 points. Their explosive offense, their defense is coming around a little bit. But especially with we don't know the QB situation there. I like the Vikings. So let's hit it. All right, when we're making money, that's not going to be a problem. We're in studio. But take the Vikings -3. Now, let me rebut your statement about the Dallas Cowgirls and taking the 5.5. Maybe you're right. Whatever. Maybe they'll cover the 5.5. But let me tell you something. This Philadelphia Eagles team is hungry. They're mad. Nick Sirianni came out and said, hey, we know how many points we lost to them last year by. How many points we gave up. 92 points, Harry, in 2 games. 92 points in 2 games to one team. This team
I've been there, dude.
It was
82 to
embarrassing.
Cincinnati.
And the reason why that second game, it was against a bunch of backups. In the very last game of the year, Dallas kept all their starters in. They kept Dak. They kept Zeke, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. They kept all them in. Eagles put their backups in and let them put up 52 points. The Eagles team is not forgetting that. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox is not forgetting that. Darius Slay, they know that they are a better football team than them, and they know that they're going to come out and crush and absolutely dominate and not give up a single point against this team because they are pissed off about last year, and they're going to come out ready to roll Sunday night football, prime time at the Link. Phillies are going to be moving on to the national championship division the night before. Philadelphia's going to be rocking and rolling. Look the fuck out.
Center. We were going to be going crazy. Wells Fargo next to us. The Sixers may or may not be in there. Flyers are on now. The Link, it's going to go crazy. Dude, it's going to be crazy.
Live.
If I end up being there, dude, like in all honesty, that will actually be, because I've never seen the city of Philadelphia go green. I've never seen it on a Sunday. Like, that'll be wild.
But I'm excited. I'm pumped for that game. I think the Eagles are going to come out and try to make a statement. Dallas players, they got a good defense. I'll give them that. The Eagles have to come out and run the football down their throat. They got to take the chances on this secondary that is depleted other than the one bum Diggs. But you can beat him. You got weapons all over the field.
Sucks.
They can't cover all 3, 4, 5 options that the Eagles have. The Eagles are a better football team. They outclass them left and right, all up and down the rosters. They got to come out and smack him in the mouth and not even give him a chance. It's Cooper Rush. He's due for a loss. 5-0 to start his career with Dallas starting. First loss is coming Sunday night. I'm excited for it. But let's put together the parlay here, Harry, to wrap up the show. This is where we're going to make the big money. You've been making money for everybody left and right. This is where we're going to hit. This is also due. You start us off.
We got to give
2. And I'll give you my 2.
We got to give truth here, which is the truth is that it's been a plane crash every week that we've been getting the parlay. We understand that, but you know why that is? Because we take a chance. We take a chance. We take a chance. We take a chance. And so now I'm going to give the 2 out of my 4 picks for this HTLP. You see, what is going on with me, dude? Whenever the HTLP comes out, I stroke out. I rub my face. I don't know where I am. I start seeing stars. First game for the HTLP that I'm taking, New York Jets on the road, Green Bay Packers. Right now, Packers -7.5. The total is 45.5 over under. And the money line straight up is Green Bay -345. The New York Jets +265. I'm taking the under here, under 45.5. That's the first game that I'm giving. Let me just break it down quickly. The Jets overperformed last week. They scored 40 points. They're not going to be able to do it again. Green Bay, when you've seen it consistently time and time again, Aaron does not bounce back the week after a loss where he clearly should have not lost. It takes him almost 2 weeks to sometimes 3 weeks to be like, damn straight, I'm Aaron Rodgers again. He's playing another New York team. He's home. He's going to feel the pressure. He's going to be like, nobody loves me here, as he throws up the I love you symbol that he does every time he leaves the field. Every time he goes like this, put your fucking hand down, dude. I mean, that's just my take. Under 45.5. I see Aaron Jones having a massive game here. Will now this game truly changes if the more recent Super Bowl champion enters that stadium and gets some snaps. And that's Joey Flacco. If Joey Flacco gets the snaps, dude, this game could be different. But I'm saying
60 bombs the whole game.
That's right. I'm saying take it -45.5. And then, dude, the next game I got to say that I'm going to go with, I don't know. I feel strong in it. And that's, honest. It's Tampa Bay's money line. Tampa Bay on the road. I know it's -400. You know what? I can't give you that because you're not going to win any money there. I got to give you.
We're parlaying it together, so we'll be chilling.
So we'll take a lock. That's Tampa Bay money line. Straight up win. I don't know anything about the points. I don't know anything about, I don't know anything about the total. You know what, actually? I will do a total. I'm going to say that it's going to be take an alternate spread. On alternate spread, I'm reneging everything I just said about this game. Tampa Bay on the road, Pittsburgh Steelers, alternate spread, under 48.5 points.
Under 48. Okay. All right. So Green Bay, you're taking 2 unders there for the parlay. You know me, I don't love that. And
you don't love that. You got to counteract it.
All right. The counteracted, I'm putting the game that we both felt good about. That's over 43.5. Bengals Saints. We're throwing that in there. That's a lock. If I didn't talk about it earlier, that probably would have been my lock. Honestly.
No, dude.
What?
Using it 3 times in 1 week, that could fade it. That could be bad luck.
No, twice. Only twice.
You, me, and the parlay.
Oh, you're using it too.
I have to.
No, I like it. All
right, you like it. Okay, I get it.
I like it.
We're not fading dick.
Yeah, no. We trust ourselves here. We don't overthink. We don't think a lot, so we don't overthink.
And we don't fact check.
Yeah, exactly. See, I'm drawing up the numbers. I'm writing it down in my little book here because I'm trying to crunch the numbers to turn this thing around for me because you're red hot. You're carrying us here. I need to make sure I do the same. And then to follow it up, another lock I think is absolutely guaranteed is that under Chargers Broncos Monday Night Football 45.5.
Yes. Absolutely. So let's see. It's one game. Yeah. Well, give us the score, and then I got something to end the show out with. Give us the score.
Either that, or do you like Patriots money line?
No, I like your pick more.
Yeah, I like that too. So what do we got? We got that. We got the over in the Bengals Saints. We got the under 45 Green Bay Jets, right? And then Tampa Bay under, you said 48? Alternate?
Yes, 48.5.
Under
15 to win 1. 15 to win what?
48. What? So let's say, because we're big ballers here, we bet responsibly.
A hunch.
Plus 980, 988. 10 wins.
That's not bad.
10 wins you $98. It's a good day.
Put the 15 on it. What does 15 get us? We always do 15. You know that.
So you're right.
148.
148.
That's good money.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Lead us off with one last topic before we end out week 6, our 6th episode. Like and subscribe. We're giving you content. I'm at 70%. Trilly's at 42. Combined, we're at 56. We're right under that professional better average of 58%. We're making you money. We're giving you your great takes about the Ravens and Eagles, cold ones conversations, in-person content coming. But Trilly, here's where I got to leave it off. Do you know what's horrible? Guess what team we didn't talk about at all this entire show and barely at all last episode? The reigning Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Facing Carolina at home, and we don't even want to touch that game. How bad
ugly.
Is that?
That's ugly.
They're playing an ugly, awful team that's
they're catching 10 too. Yeah.
No, I knew right when I saw the I was like, what? I don't care. You're going against a team that's fighting for their life, and you're going to give them a double digit. Yeah. I mean, well, it's a horrible statement on this Rams team.
Carolina, just fired the head coach Matt Rule, Temple guy, looking to trade everybody. So I mean, all their guys are trying to prove something now. Like, who's next out the door? That's what they're all thinking at this point. So this is kind of a trap game, honestly. I'd probably take the Panthers because
GG trap gang.
Yeah, big time, because they're coming out trying to prove something at this point because the jobs are on the line. This is where you kind of rally around the interim guy and go and you take it to him. 10 points is a lot of points, especially where the Rams team that goes and gets absolutely dominated the week before against Dallas. That defensive line just absolutely got after Stafford. They really aren't able to do anything other than Cooper Kupp on the offensive side of the ball. Stafford's hurt. I just don't see them putting up enough to cover the 10.
What did I tell you what happened last week?
The elbow.
The elbow would suffer. The elbow would suffer. Listen to Cold One Conversations. I am one half of your host, Harry Heaps, joined by Brendan Petrilli. This is the 6th episode. We are so excited to be here every week. I genuinely look forward to doing this every week. Trilly and I texting all through the weekend. Monday, what are our notes? We're loving this, but we want you guys to love us. We want you guys to interact with us, give us your comments, share it with your friends, get your friends to subscribe. We're at 33 right now. We're getting thousands of views on my short and then on Trilly's newest short that came. Go see that. It was insane. We're getting over 100 views on our podcast episodes. Our shorts are getting 500 views and plus. We need you. We need you to hit that subscribe
Take 1
button.
second.
We
It
need
means
you.
a lot to us. It means so much.
Yes, it does.
Big time. Other than that, follow us on Instagram. We're gonna be making our own for the Cold One Conversations, but as
We're
of
not
right
going to
now,
fade that.
follow
fade
Harry and
it.
Brendan Petrilli on Instagram, and we're gonna put the bet slips up on there just so you get a better look at it. That's how we're making money this weekend. Let's go. Let's go. Let's ride.
Jordan 96-97. Brown bag cash. Go Ravens. Go Bangs.
Go Birds.